When I moved into apartment 3C, I wasn't expecting much. I just needed something cheap, quiet, and close enough to the office that I wouldn't dread my morning commute. So when this old guy, my future landlord, offered me the unit for nearly half the price of others in the building, I said yes on the spot. He had this smoker's cough that rattled his whole chest, and hands that trembled like he was always cold. Told me I could pay cash, no paperwork if I didn't want the hassle. That should have been my first red flag. The apartment was old. Like peeling wallpaper, stains on the ceiling, smelled like damp concrete kind of old. But it was furnished, and I was broke, so I figured I'd take it as it was. The place had this lingering musty odor that clung to your clothes like mold, but I figured with a little cleaning and a few air fresheners, I could make it feel like home. But something felt off the minute I stepped inside with my boxes. There were 7 doors. 7. I had seen the floor plan online. It showed 6. Front door, bathroom, bedroom, closet, kitchen pantry, and utility space. That was it. But here was this 7th door, wedged awkwardly at the end of a narrow hallway, between the bathroom and a shallow broom closet. Same beige color as the wall. Same old bronze knob. But none of my keys fit it. Not even the master key the landlord gave me. When I asked him about it, he looked confused. Genuinely confused. Said there was no 7th door. Said there'd never been one. Then he got agitated. Told me to stop messing around with that kind of talk. Said he didn't play games with that room. And that was the last thing he ever said about it. The first night, I heard it creak open. I thought it was the building settling. It was an old place, after all. Pipes groaned. Floors popped. I wasn't unfamiliar with weird nighttime noises. But this was different. This was a slow, steady creak. Like something resisting being opened. Like someone wasn't supposed to open it, but did it anyway. I left my bedroom and found the hallway colder than the rest of the apartment. The kind of cold that clings to your bones, like something breathing down your spine. The door was slightly ajar, just barely, but I was sure I had seen it closed before going to bed. I nudged it. It wouldn't budge. Wouldn't open. Wouldn't close. Just stuck. From that night on, every night at exactly 3:13 a.m., I'd wake up. Always 3:13. Never 3:12. Never 3:14. And the door would creak open again. Slowly. Reluctantly. Footsteps would follow. Soft at first. Light. Like bare feet on the floorboards. Then heavier. More deliberate. Like whatever it was had gained confidence. And then, it would stop. Right outside my bedroom. Every single night. I started locking my bedroom door. Started sleeping with the lights on. I even pushed my dresser in front of the door just in case. Didn't matter. Every morning, I'd wake up with the dresser slightly moved. The lock still in place. But the air in the room. Heavy. Stagnant. Like someone had been in there all night just watching me breathe. A week passed. I barely slept. I looked like a corpse. And then, one night I heard it. Not footsteps. Not creaking. But a thud. A soft plop, like something had been dropped outside my door. I got up, knife in hand. I didn't care anymore. I needed answers. I needed this to stop. I opened the bedroom door. Slowly. Cautiously. There, on the hardwood floor, just inches from my foot. A piece of folded paper. 3 words, written in childlike scrawl. Let me out. I stood there for maybe 10 minutes. Knife still in one hand, paper in the other. Then I slid it back under the 7th door. Slammed it shut. Dragged the bookshelf in front of it. And tried to pretend nothing had happened. But the door didn't like that. That night, the knocking started. Soft at first. Then harder. Louder. Angrier. Every night at 3:13. And the smell in the apartment got worse. Like rotting wood. Damp soil. Something. Decaying. My electronics started glitching. My phone wouldn't hold charge. My laptop rebooted randomly. Every device I owned would shut off at 3:13 a.m. Sometimes they'd flicker back on and show me something else. Reflections that weren't mine. Whispering voices. Static with hints of screaming buried in it. And I tried to leave. God, I tried. I packed my bags, took the stairs down to the street. But when I opened the main building door, I was back in my apartment, standing in the hallway, facing the 7th door. People stopped returning my calls. Emails went unanswered. Co-workers didn't recognize me anymore. One even asked if I was new to the office. I'd worked there for 3 years. It was like I was being erased, like I never existed outside that room. And every morning now, there was a new note. Please. Just a little while. It hurts in here. I remember the sun. I'm sorry. I'm lonely. One day, the notes just stopped. I should have been relieved. But that's when the dreams started. Dreams of a dark, silent space. No floor. No ceiling. Just walls. Pressing in on me. Of me, banging on a door. Scratching until my fingers bled. Screaming, but no sound coming out. Each time I woke up more exhausted. Like the dreams weren't dreams. Like I was really in there. And then, one morning, I caught my reflection smiling at me. Only, I wasn't smiling. My reflection started moving just a bit slower than me. Delayed. Out of sync. Blinking when I didn't. Smiling when I wasn't. It was watching me. Waiting. The final proof came when I decided to pry the door open myself. I waited until morning. Broad daylight. Full strength. Crowbar in hand. Flashlight in the other. The bookshelf moved easily, like it wanted to be moved. I jammed the crowbar into the frame. The door creaked. Angrily. The hinges shrieked. And then, it opened. But there was no room. No walls. No light. No sound. Just blackness. A void. Except for one thing. A mirror. Standing at the far end. Nailed to nothing. Just floating. And in that mirror, I saw myself. Exactly as I look now. Pale. Tired. Broken. But I was behind the glass. Banging. Screaming. Begging. And the version of me in the room? He stood in front of the mirror. Calm. Quiet. Smiled. And whispered. Thank you for letting me out. Then he turned, walked out the door, and slammed it shut behind him. I tried to scream. I tried to fight. But now, I only watch. From behind the glass. And every night at 3:13 a.m., I stand in the blackness, waiting for the next tenant to arrive. So if you ever find a door that no one else can see, don't open it, because someone is always waiting to trade places.